Today, April 1st, is the first day of the new month. It's also the 92nd day of the year 2020, the 35th day of Lent, the 20th day since we were forced to close our church doors. I cite these chronological dates so as to provide a context for readings such as we have on this Wednesday, the 5th week of Lent. Readings that invite us to consider how the scriptures serve as invitations to view ourselves not only as American citizens in this historical year, 2020, but also as faith-filled participants in our Jewish-Christian salvation history. Certainly the three brothers in the Old Testament reading and their courageous faith represent witnesses of faith and trust in the one true God, known by their Babylonian names as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but by their Hebrew names as Hannah, Azariah, Mishael. They believed in God's merciful presence. They trusted in this abiding presence in their lives and the lives of their people. Our first reading, taken from chapter 3 of the book of Daniel, does not provide the entire story, for it is a long one, containing 100 verses, so it would take a while to read the entire chapter. But I invite you at home to read it, for it reveals the amazing courage and resilience of these siblings. And it also invites us to believe that they had a sense of being sent to be tested in fire, as did their ancestors before them and with their ancestors after them. Jesus of Nazareth was one of those descendants. And in this gospel taken from John, we have a sense of Jesus' awareness of his being sent by the Father. In Jesus' own words, quote, "I did not come on my own, but he sent me," unquote. He, like the brothers before him, had a sense of being sent. How appropriate are these readings for us today as we consider the ways in which so many of our contemporaries are being sent and being tested and responding heroically to the virus of the coronavirus. The physicians, the nurses, the emergency personnel and police, and the hidden caregivers. And then too, those men and women afflicted by the virus, so many of whom are dying alone, as their relatives and friends are forbidden to visit them. And not just them, each of us, in our own way, is being tested, and in a sense, being sent, as we feel the virus is blazing fire in our ways of living, relating, and working have been seriously broken and disrupted. And so how might we cope with hope? Might these readings help us to do so? In reading the entire 3rd chapter of the book of Daniel, I'm drawn to the amazing verses that reveal the faith of the three brothers. You see, some 20 verses are a reflection of their religious resilience. They enter and face the fires. Then, when they realized that flames would not harm them, and that they would indeed survive the test set upon by the ruler, King Nebuchadnezzar, they glorify God in 40 verses of praise. Begin with the verse, quote, "Blessed are you, O Lord, the God of our forebears, praiseworthy and exalted above all forever." And then we read a profound litany of praises that Jews and Christians throughout our long tradition have used in prayers of praise. In a monastic tradition, for example, a leader on one side of the choir would state what is being praised, and on the other side would respond, "Praise and exalt God above all forever." Suppose I read about 10 of these sacred statements to you at home, and invite you to respond and exalt, and then praise and exalt God above all forever. Here are the 10. Sun and moon, bless the Lord. Praise and exalt God above all forever. Stars of heaven, bless the Lord. Praise and exalt God above all forever. Every shower and dew, bless the Lord. All you winds, bless the Lord. Fire and heat, bless the Lord. Lights and darkness, bless the Lord. Lightnings and clouds, bless the Lord. Let the earth bless the Lord. Mountain and hills, bless the Lord. Everything growing from the earth, bless the Lord. Seas and rivers, bless the Lord. Praise and exalt God above all forever. My friends in faith, we are being tested today. And as brothers and sisters, we are like the three brothers, need not face the virus alone. Our prayer, our faith, our hope gathers us as one people. Indeed, does not our Lenten journey lead us to an awareness that at this time of our lives, we are called to be active participants in history. We are sent by Christ to be worthy citizens of our American history, and we are sent to be faithful believers and servants of salvation history. And so let us this day make it one of praise as we conclude with Hannah, Azariah, Mishael. Bless the Lord. Praise and exalt God above all forever. For God has delivered us from the netherworld and saved us from the power of death. Give thanks to the Lord, for God is good. God's mercy endures forever.